came to Warmer Park Shopping Centre and I'm looking for Incredible Connection Shop 49. Don't have a clue where it is. I think I will ask her confirmation. Lost. Okay, I'm not far off this. She said it's just up here. I don't get out often enough. I actually never get out. There is a shoe shop. It's been there for a long time. Water and Craft. Oh, here it is. Right next to this thing. Okay, this is far more difficult than what I ever anticipated it was going to be. Today I decided that I was quickly going to pop to Warmer Park Shopping Centre. Now we've got basically 3 main shopping centres in Port Elizabeth that I go to, which is Green Acres, Bay West Mall, Warmer Park Shopping Centre, and then the new one, I've only been there once, is the new Boardwalk Shopping Centre. And I thought it would be a nice opportunity for me to vlog, because there's a young girl's YouTube channel I like to watch regularly, Hannah Ricketts. She is London based, and her channel is normally going to shops and showing you what's available in the shops, the prices, the displays. I really enjoy her channel, and it's normally, she shows you what London shops do over Valentine's Day, Easter weekend, Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving. I don't think they've really got Thanksgiving in the UK though. And so I thought, not that I would be able to build a whole YouTube vlogging channel on shops or going into the shops in Port Elizabeth, because there is not a big variety to choose from. I thought I would quickly just vlog my experience at Warmer Park Shopping Centre. And embarrassingly enough, I was approached and stopped by the security guard and told me that I was not allowed to video or film in the shopping centre, which I thought was quite ridiculous, because with Hannah's channel, a lot of the times some of the products that she show in her video channel will bring clients, potential buyers, to the shops to purchase those items, which I thought was crazy. And I also thought that we are now a technologically based society, and yet you are not allowed to use the technology available to you in a shopping mall. Because when I look at what other vegan businesses do, I will look at the presentation of the products, and I will look at the prices of the products, and it is far easier for me to just take out my phone and video than to have a piece of paper and a pen and now to write everything down. I thought it was a little bit crazy, and I must say it was very embarrassing, because it was already difficult for me to walk around with my phone in the mall And, and on my first attempt to be approached by the security guard and to be told that you're not allowed to video in the mall was very, very surprising to me. But I did come home and I Googled why you are not allowed to film or video or vlog in Warmer Park Shopping Centre, and I came across, I'm going to read, it's only 5 pages. I did find it very interesting for those of us that would like to vlog in South Africa, because apparently the rules is different in, not apparently, obviously, the rules are different depending on which country you are in. But in South Africa, you are not going to be able to make money out of vlogging our shopping centres and our shops. That one guinea fowl is now really making a noise. But in any case, I did find a few videos that was taken in Warmer Park or other shopping centres in South Africa, and that wasn't taken down. And one was a video of a firearm incident in Warmer Park Mall, Port Elizabeth, which was the 10th of September 2020. That one is still sitting on the internet. Then there's Warmer Park, Port Elizabeth, South Africa on Instagram. There's about 558 posts on that one. Then there is an 11-minute, 7-second video on Greenacre Shopping Centre, Nelson Mandela Bay. And then I've also watched overseas visitors, tourists, coming to South Africa. Obviously, Port Elizabeth is not the highest on the list to come to when you visit South Africa, but Cape Town is. And I've seen quite a few vlogs on tourists going into shopping centres and shops in Cape Town, vlogging what is available in Cape Town in comparison to what is available overseas. And then comparing and showing the product and the prices, and being excited and surprised for what is available in South Africa and what not. So that's also sitting on the internet. So I thought that it was very strange. But I did come across this article, a very good article on the internet, and it is The Law as it Pertains to Photographers in South Africa by John Fox. It was reloaded the 7th of July 2020. The first upload was 17th of March 2011, and a very, very good article, informative for if you decide that you might want to vlog in shopping centres in South Africa. So the law and photography in South Africa is the first heading for the first paragraph, and he says there are very few laws in South Africa that pertains directly to photography. Most laws have to be interpreted to see how they impact on photography. There are 3 fields that the photographer is most likely to be confronted with. These are copyright, privacy, and trespass laws. I still seem to get very out of breath after I had COVID. Few of our laws mention photography specifically, but interpretation and application of common sense help us interpret these to find what applies to us. And I had to come to the conclusion that I lack some common sense. I must say that from now on, I will make a point of looking for the signs outside the shopping centres entrances to see if there are notifications on that say that you are not allowed to take photographs or videotape within the mall. To carry on, the only restriction placed directly and specifically on what may not be photographed by the government is subject matter classed to be matters of national security, usually meaning military installations or infrastructure which can include police stations, airports, bridges, funnily enough, consulates, border crossings, and transportation. And then this is covered by the National Key Points Act of 1980. So this is the only time the act of taking a photo can be deemed as illegal. Or more specifically, when the act of taking a photograph hinders, obstructs, or thwarts any owner in taking any steps required or ordered in terms of this act in relation to the efficient security of any national key point. Then he touches on the copyright law. Firstly, we will discuss copyright law. Copyright only applies to physically manifested work. This can be in the form of a photograph or a digital file. It does not apply to a thought or idea or concept for an image. Whoever reduced such ideas into material form will then be the person holding the rights to that work, regardless of whether or not it was their concept. The person who holds the rights to an image is therefore its creator and does not need to be the person responsible for pressing the shutter release on the camera specifically, but rather the person responsible for the artistic input, which includes styling, lighting, sets, and composition. Where South African law differs from international law is in the line commissioned photographs are owned by the commissioner, which is the client. This means freelance photographers have no rights to their work. This is a contentious issue that may be covered in further articles and forums. But fortunately, this issue can be circumvented by mutual agreement even when it takes the form of a verbal agreement. The Act allows for negotiation of these default terms, and consequently, any agreement negotiated comes under contract law, which then overrides the copyright law. Copyright is automatic. You do not need to take any action to ensure your photograph is protected by the law. Adding the copyright logo to an image only serves as a reminder that the creator reserves rights on the usage of the image. Secondly, it allows interested parties to know who to contact if they want to obtain rights for an image. Marking an image with copyright information should include the copyright owner's name, the year the image was first made public or was published, the copyright symbol, and which rights are reserved. Okay, then this is, I think, important. Copyright is valid for 50 years for when an image was made public or the first date of publication. I had a conversation with my cousin Shamel Wessels, and it was interesting that she actually brought this point up regarding music and playing music of a composer, which I thought was very interesting. She actually Googled it. I'm under correction what she found because I haven't Googled that. I did look at music which you can use for your YouTube channel, which are free and not copyrighted, because there's a whole minefield that you enter there if you start to use music. And I actually asked her if she would do some music clips for me because I love her playing. I think she is extremely musical, and which I then could use for my YouTube channel and for if I need to do something over very, very unpleasant background noise or something like that, which she agreed to. And she then said that she was wondering about when can you play as the artist a composer's piece and not violate the copyright law. And it was something about they needed to be dead for X amount of years or something like that, which then we discussed. Classical composers, obviously, I don't think that they will have a problem if you play Mozart or Beethoven, or Tchaikovsky or something like that. But it was interesting when you come to the lighter, more recent stuff. But this John Fox really did write a very good informative article on the right page. Did some double. Okay, so this is the copyrights still, which then he touches on parks, city streets, sporting events and concerts. Do I now have the right order here? Yeah, I do. Any person and member of the public is basically waiving their right to anonymity or privacy by appearing in these areas, which are your parks, city streets, sporting events, concerts, and are therefore fair subject matter for images. There are bylaws that can result in exceptions to the standard rules, but these generally are in place to prevent an area from being used as shooting locations for commercial purposes without prior consent. Members of the public only have rights when they have secluded themselves to a place where privacy is a reasonable assumption, which will be your changing rooms, your restrooms, medical facilities, or inside a private residence. So his article does not touch on if you can vlog when you are in hospital. I think I will be a bit embarrassed to vlog when I go to the doctor, but a lot of the vloggers vlog when they go into the ER rooms or if they are waiting for their doctor, or when they're in hospital. So I don't know how this will affect hospitals in South Africa. So these laws make it possible for Google to create Google Street View. Very interesting. Controversy surrounded the project, especially concerning the height of the camera, which enables it to shoot over walls and hedges from its elevated position, which I also think then you come in with where and when and how drones are allowed to be used. I don't think that we are allowed to fly drones in built-up residential areas, because then you can basically go and look how to break into somebody's house. It is generally accepted to use images of people for personal or fair use purposes, which includes news, works of art, satire, politics, informational or educational purposes. Correspondingly, any person entering a political career waives many of their rights. Okay, that's now not applicable to vlogging, because I have definitely no aspirations to enter a political career at my age. Okay, then there's trespass laws, and I think this is where I came in today, where you could have thrown me out if you wanted to. Okay. Once we leave public domain and enter private property, we are subject to the rights of admission. Most shopping centers, for example, have no photography signage posted at all the entrances, which I will be looking for when I go again. And they have the right to revoke access. So many places seem like public areas, but are in fact privately owned, like the Cape Town waterfront or Melrose Arc, and then also Walmer Park Shopping Centre in Port Elizabeth. These centres and the security guards are well within their right to prevent you from shooting within these spaces, and if they wish, they are entitled to ask you to leave the premise. They may not, however, and I was very unsure whether he was going to ask me to hand my phone over or tell me to delete it while he's watching me there deleting what I videoed, which he didn't. But so the security guards are well within their right to prevent you from shooting within these spaces, like I have learned today. And if they wish, they are entitled to ask you to leave the premise. They may not, however, confiscate equipment, destroy images, or detain you in any way whatsoever. The only rights they can enforce or charges they can bring upon you if you do not leave when asked would fall under trespass law. The act of taking the image is legal. The act of trespass is not. This is true for shopping centers, private residence, hotels. Tell me, how many people vlog in hotels or B&Bs? I suppose if they don't mind, it's a different story. Businesses, shops, and inside a building's lobby. Many photographers get upset when security allows many other people. Okay, then he's just saying that he thinks they've got a beef if you've got expensive equipment. But in this case, it was a phone. I was actually surprised that the security guard noticed that I was videoing on my phone, and I could just as well have been doing a video call, a WhatsApp video call with somebody, which would look very similar. I can walk talking to somebody. No, not really. Yes. Yeah, somebody will see me and where I am. But in any case, that's neither here nor there. So his conclusion is you can take a photo of anyone, anywhere, as the act of taking a photo is not illegal. There are few exceptions which pertain to government installations that carry restrictions. The photographer has to carry out his shoot being mindful not to infringe on others' right to privacy, accommodate trespass laws, and should be cognizant not to infringe on the copyright of other artworks, etc. So this is his article, which I suppose I will have to reference in the description part of my vlog. I should not forget to do that. But that was my embarrassing experience today, which prompted me to come and express my opinions or what I have learned regarding this incident that took place today. Yeah, and that's that. Okay, that was Quick Sticks. Got exactly what I wanted. It wasn't even expensive. I think I am here. I will quickly pop in it. You can pay. Oh, yeah? What did I do?